We got an intro song.
Yes, sir.
Artlist.io.
Yo, what's good? Happy New Year to everybody. Happy holidays. It's been a long time, but I'm back. We're back with another episode of Danny's Dimensions. I'm your host, Danny, and this is Saturdays with Coach Rob.
What's
What's
up,
going
everybody?
on?
What's
Talk,
up, Danny?
man. Talk to him. Let him know
Happy
what
New
it
Year. Happy New Year, everybody. Glad to see everybody made it to the new year. You know, some of us didn't make it. So happy
is.
New Year. Um, yeah, man, we just back talking about boxing again, man. Boxing never gets old. It's a soap opera right now, man, because things aren't happening the way we want them to. But I feel like we have more. I feel we have more discussions on Twitter than we do actually about. I mean, actually have boxing fights, but it's all good. We here.
That's true. That's true.
Uh,
Reminder to you guys to like, to share, subscribe, hit that bell notification. For the new subscribers out there, thank you for the new subscribers that subscribe. And we got some new things coming out this new year, man. We're gonna do some predictions. We have a lot of interviews, got a lot of new videos I got coming out. So we're gonna be doing some good things this year. So stay tuned. You know what I'm saying? Don't touch that dial.
hmm.
So first off, you was at the Tank Davis fight, the Jaron Ennis fight. He was on the undercard. So tell us about firstly, the Jaron Ennis fight and what you thought of his fight and how he looked.
Well, I think that that fight was well. First off, I think that they weren't fully prepared in a sense of for somebody to move that much. Um, like if Corinne, I forget his last name, I forget even how to pronounce it, but Corinne, he's that Ukrainian style, that Lomachenko style, that Usyk style, where they move a lot and they have just dynamite footwork, excuse me. So, that's why we all know that as boxers and as people that do this for real, we know how important that footwork is. And footwork literally saved this man from a knockout.
That
Because, I
is
mean, he was landing here and there on boots as well, but footwork literally saved this man from getting knocked out. He was moving, he was ducking, he was rolling. So he had good defense. Corinne did. Boots, on the other hand, like I said, it was the biggest night of his career, man. If there ever was a night where he should have came out and did exactly what he said he was gonna do, it should have been last Saturday. But he's still young. He's still, he's still getting around. He's still learning things. So he didn't do what he said he was going to do. Does that mean he's been exposed? Does that mean he's not who he says he is? No. And I think the casual fan, is out there saying that kind of stuff. They're saying, oh, he's been exposed. Boots ain't no good. He ain't ready. I don't say Boots is no good. Boots is very good. I believe Boots is the next best thing. I don't believe Boots is ready for the top elite guys yet.
Yep.
I think a few more fights with elite guys, or not even elite guys, but hey, Stanionis or Virgil Ortiz. Let's see how he looks with those guys.
Right.
Because styles make fights. But I will not sit back and say that, oh, he just had a bad night and he didn't. No, I won't say that, because before that we were saying he's going to take everybody at 147 to 154, and he didn't beat anybody. And I mean, he beat Corinne, but he didn't beat him the way he should have, I thought. But I think that he needs a little step up. I think next it should be somebody like Stanionis, somebody like Virgil Ortiz, somebody at that caliber, because him going and fighting, tomato cans again, if he has another bad performance against somebody that everybody expected him to beat, it's not going to be good for him. So just in career movement and pushing him forward, he needs to fight somebody with a name now. I think that the primary thing he needs to work on in camp, and I mean, Bozy is a complete genius in there, so I'm sure he already knows this, but he definitely needs to work on cutting the ring off. He definitely needs to
Sure.
work on. He definitely needs to work on controlling the ring better, like his ring generalship. He was following Corinne around the whole night. I mean, even cutting the ring off and layering him and pushing him into the corner, doing things like that. He needed to be a little bit more voluminous, I think, in his punching selection too, if that's the right word. I think voluminous is the right word. But his punch selection should have been more. Like he should have been staying behind the jab a little bit more. A couple of times he was, reaching with that long left hook to throw and would miss completely and spin backwards in the ring. So it's like things like that, man, that, the patience and stuff wasn't there. He was looking for a knockout, which I get it. He promised us a knockout. So I get why he would look for one. But a knockout is never to be looked for. It's to be set up and planned and prepared. So I think that those are the things he needs to go back and, maybe go back to the drawing board on a few things as he learned in this performance, what may be one of his, one of his things that he's not as good at as far as his attributes go. So simple and plain, ring IQ, ring generalship, and punch placement, I think, and would be things I'd say he needs to go back and work on a little bit more. Shoot, man, even his defense, he was getting hit with some stupid stuff I didn't think he should have been getting hit with from somebody that has no pop. But if somebody has pop and they're hitting him with that kind of stuff, it could be more detrimental.
Could be.
But that's all. That's all.
Do you think that because now this is the IBF, he's the IBF interim champion?
Yeah.
Do you think, with that being said, Bud is fighting? I'm not Bud, but Spence. Mm-hmm. He's going to be fighting Keith Thurman at 154, right? So, do you think Spence goes back down to 47? Because in my particular view, I don't think he goes back to 47.
Yeah.
So that would probably make Boots the 147-pound champion at 147. The 147 champion for the IBF.
IBF, yeah. Well, IBF will be vacant, so there'll have to be, I guess, a fight for it. Unless it's not. Well, no, because he's interim, he'd already get it. It would just fall in his lap, I guess.
Yeah, in his lap.
Yeah, I think.
Will that be considered a duck? That's the thing. Will people consider it a duck? That's the thing.
See, I'm very, very. Just because I know how this game works, I'm very, very slow to call anyone a duck. I know how this game works. It's money, man. If it doesn't make sense, money, it doesn't make sense. So I think that if Spence is going to go up to 154, he's going to fight Keith Thurman. How I feel about that? I do feel he shouldn't be fighting Keith at 154. I think that this should be, but I know what he's doing because all of the time that Keith had the belts, he didn't want to give Keith didn't want to give him a fight. So he's still kind of holding Keith hostage by not letting him actually fight him for the belts, right? Because he's trying to get him back for all that time that Keith made him wait. I get it. And he did say that making 154 is a little bit easier for him now as his body is growing. He is getting older. So 147 probably is a little bit more difficult for him to make. I don't think – I was thinking about this last night because you had texted me about it. And at the time I just wrote you back. I was like, I don't even know. Because I did watch shout out to Ellie Seck back at ES News. He did do an interview with Spence, was saying, hey man, like any fight can happen because people are saying like, oh, he's not gonna move up to fight Jamel. He's like, man, any fight can happen. It's like I'm not at the place of where that fight couldn't happen if it was supposed to. And Jamel, as everyone knows, is the undisputed champion at 154. So it's like if he steps up, he beats Thurman, it's a one-off, kind of like Danny Garcia and Jose Benavidez, then I don't really see the point of that outside of just a stay busy fight. I don't think that he should leave the Bud fight on the table. I do think that fight needs to happen. Boxing needs it. It has to happen. Somebody has to win that fight. So if he's going to go and fight Keith at 154, I don't think that he would want to come back down. But I think as far as a business move for him and as far as a fight that people want to see that he's going to make a ton of money on, I think he needs to still come back and fight Bud, because regardless of what anyone says, these casual fans out here are going to say, oh, well, he never wanted to fight Bud. He ran away from Bud. He moved up in weight. They're going to say that, even though all of us real purists know that that's not really how this works. Bud nor Spence don't want to fight each other. They both want to fight each other. It's just a fact of making it work, making the money make sense.
Involved in it. It's also like the
It's so
politics.
much more involved than just these guys. Oh, do they want to fight each other? They're not running from each other. These are grown men, complete professional boxers, held championship belts Bud at multiple weight classes, and Spence
Yep.
holds 3 at one weight class. They're not afraid of each other. It's just the money. It has to make sense. It has to
Yep.
make sense. So,
Yep.
I mean, that's really all it is.
Yep. That's. I mean, I don't think that. Definitely more so. Definitely, Bud is not afraid of Spence. He's
No,
been trying to get this fight for a long period of time, and
he's been calling him
this
out forever.
negotiation. I think it's the promoters. I think it's Al Heyman more so
Yeah.
than anybody else that's blocking this fight and trying to create obstacles.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the reason why that hasn't happened. So that's what I think about that. But as far as the Tank Davis Hector Garcia fight, you were there, like, as we stated before. What's your thoughts on that fight?
I thought Tank looked okay.
Mm.
I like Tank a lot. But I thought he looked okay. Now, do I think that Hector is an awkward opponent for him? Maybe a little bit. He's a little long, stuff like that. But I think this was a good fight for him to get prepared for Ryan. I thought Tank looked good for the most part, but I also felt like Tank was getting hit with some stupid stuff too. And just the way he was, like the way kind of his footwork was kind of awkward to me a little bit. Like he
definitely
almost looked like a pretzel in there at some point. Like, what is Tank
yeah,
doing? But other than that, man, no, Tank looked like Tank. When he started to open up, I knew it was going to be a shorter night when he started to open up, because I think Garcia went out at the 8th round. And went to his corner. I knew that either he wasn't coming back or he was getting knocked out the next round.
Oh, yeah.
So Tank looked like Tank. But like I said, I do want to see some more defensive responsibility with him, and some more intelligent punch selections with him.
Absolutely.
In fighting Ryan, because Ryan, although Ryan, I don't much care for Ryan at all. I think his footwork is terrible. I think he makes so many mistakes that I know that Tank is going to see. I know Calvin and them see it already. But I think that, with Tank being hittable like that, the way he was against Hector, Ryan does have a little bit of pop, especially at 135, because he's already big for the weight. I mean, he could easily make 140. So I think that, I think they're going to fight at like 136, like a catch weight or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would like to see him be a little bit more defensively responsible in there. Maybe moving it a little bit more. Like he was kind of just sitting there with the high guard for like half of each round. And I'm like, all right, Tank, it's time to, like, he's looking for a counter, which I understand.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he needed to do a little bit more. But Tank has never been really a volume puncher. So, I think maybe I was expecting too much out of him. But I thought it was a good fight. Tank didn't look terrible. Tank definitely looked like he was in shape, looked like he's been in the gym. So with that being the case, I think that, I think he's ready for these guys at 135 for sure.
Yeah, I would definitely like to see what he does against Ryan Garcia.
Yeah.
What's coming up in April in Las Vegas.
They're saying that, but you know how this goes now this
Yeah,
year, and
yeah,
how it's been going
yeah.
for a while. No dates from PBC.
Never any days for PBC.
No
I remember
dates
when I
from
did a video
PBC.
about Spence versus Thurman. It was supposed to be in December 13th.
December 17th.
17th, December 17th. Yep, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
And it never happened until now. We're finally. I don't even know.
And we still don't really have a date. We just think it's
we
happen.
don't. That's what I'm saying. We don't even.
Yeah.
We don't even have a date for that. So PBC doesn't have anything. Also, there was one other guy that was on the undercard of this fight, Demetrius Boo Boo Andre.
Oh man,
he fought Demon Nicholson.
Demond.
Nicholson.
Yeah.
He won a unanimous decision. Is his stock going down? Is it time to get off the Demetrius?
Boo Boo's been out of the ring for almost 2 years, I think.
Yeah.
So when I was watching the fight, I had my man there with me, and I was like, bro, like, what are you thinking, man? Boo Boo has always kind of looked the way he looked on last Saturday, but there's a couple of things I didn't like. Like he moving up in weight. moving up in weight, he's gonna have to have more pop than what he was showing me.
I'm telling you, bro.
Um,
telling you.
he's gonna have to be. I mean, all these guys, honestly, that night, I kind of felt the same way about most of them. Defensive responsibility outside of Tank, they needed more pop. I mean, Tank always brings pop, and ring generalship. Like Boo Boo looked like I don't want to say it, man. All right, Boo Boo looked like he was slapboxing in there. Okay.
Oh yeah.
And he wasn't like I mean, he came out in the first round with like this crazy left hook he was trying to land on Demond. And I was like, yeah, I mean, if you land that joint, that's a bet. Get him up out of there. We not getting paid overtime. But that was probably the most ridiculous thing I've seen, considering the level that I know Boo Boo can, if he's focused, can participate at. Right. Boo Boo could be an elite level fighter. I think he's had some terrible moves in his career. I think he's been put in places that he should have never went with. He's ducked some people too. Like I said, I'm real slow to say it, but I mean, there's facts there.
Be real with it. You gotta be real.
I feel like he has ducked some people that he shouldn't have ducked, and he's been chasing Canelo for too long, and Canelo just not gonna fight him.
Here's the thing, though. Everybody's facing Canelo instead of being active and fighting. Charlo is the same example.
I gotta Let me finish Boo Boo first before I go into Jamal, because I don't even know if he fights anymore. Is he still? This dude is he even active,
bro? Like, I don't know what's been going on with that dude, bro. What was his last fight? Was
800 and more days ago,
right? Like, come on, but yeah. So go back to Boo.
So Boo Boo. Now here's the thing: Damon has always been, and Damon is from DMV. So shout out to Damon Nicholson. Shout out to Upton Boxing and Calvin Ford and all those guys. And also, well, he's with he also trains with my man Zoe. So shout out to all those guys. But Damon has always been not that voluminous in his punching either. He shell up real good. Like he can play defense real well, but with somebody like Boo Boo that is hitting you at different angles, he's trying to hit you with this overhand left, he's trying to catch you, with multiple punches and sitting down on some of them, but a lot of them don't have power. He's the kind of guy that you can look bad against if you just sit there. And that's really what happened. I think he also may have tweaked his shoulder, because I know he had shoulder surgery, but he said he was healthy. But I mean, when you're in the fight, anything can happen. So he might have tweaked his shoulder, I want to say, in the first or second round. This is Damon. So really at that point, man, I didn't see any reason why Boo Boo shouldn't have got him up out of there. I mean, he dropped him, I think, twice, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Had him reeling, really. I mean, Damon was doing more screaming and powering up than he was actually like throwing punches. So Damon was he wanted to be there to fight. Like, I really felt bad for him, because I know that how he really felt. But he just was a little outclassed by Boo Boo, and Boo Boo just had more volume than he did. So, and Boo Boo was moving better. It was a lot of things there that was going on with Damon, and he just couldn't, do anything with Boo Boo that night. But in my opinion, it wasn't because Boo Boo looked so great, though. And that's the thing I'm concerned about, because Boo Boo's now in 168. I mean, he now has to fight the likes of Caleb Plant. He now has to fight the likes of David Benavidez. He now has to fight the likes of Canelo, if that ever happens. I mean, there's good guys at 168 right now. This is a pretty hot division. So do I see him like being successful with those guys? I don't know yet. I don't know.
Really don't.
Because I think that, like I said, I think that he makes a lot of mistakes that these guys will expose.
Absolutely.
That these guys
absolutely.
Yeah, at the elite level, I think that they will expose. But he had a good performance, a decent performance that night. Like I said, I wasn't super impressed with him. Like I said, primarily just because, like I said, he wasn't fundamentally sound. But when is he ever fundamentally sound? Not really ever. But I thought that this should have been a stoppage, because I mean, really, if we really are honest, after the probably the sixth round, I don't even remember Damon throwing punches. So he didn't. He didn't really. He was in it's like, why is this fight still happening? You know what I mean? Right. Like, why have you not stopped this dude? But
going through the motions from that point on.
Yeah, but good fight. Shout out to both guys, man. Yeah. Like, decent fight, but I don't know if Boo Boo's ready for the next step up at 168 yet.
Yeah,
Which I think is why he's calling Charlo, because Charlo's going to have to move up 8 pounds to fight him at 168. But also David Benavidez is calling him out to fight him at 168. So everybody wants to fight Charlo. Charlo is in the closet. I don't know what he's doing right now. I don't think he has a fight on the calendar, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, that's what happens with the PBC fighters. They always put it on a shelf, and they don't. They shout out to Al Heyman, I guess.
Really want to do that? I don't know.
I don't know if they want that, but
that's a shout out.
Shout out to Al Heyman, I guess.
It's a shout out.
Thank you, Al Heyman.
Yeah, right. Thank you, Al Heyman. It's in the contracts, guys.
Oh man! Oh, one more guy was on the card that you saw. Speedy Ellis. He lost. Do you think he should have won that fight?
No, heck no. No.
See, it's different when you actually watching it live. Because
it's very different.
Live, it's different when you're watching it live than you would when you're viewing it on TV, because you have the influence of the commentators.
You
have the influence of the judges. As far as like went back in the HBO days when they had Harold Letterman and stuff like that, they were interviewing. I mean, they were influencing you. Yep. So when you're actually watching a fight, you have no biases. You have nothing. You're actually looking at the fight and you're live, and it's different. It looks different. So that's why I asked for your opinion about that, because everybody. There's a lot of consensus around here saying that he should have won the fight. He was robbed. So what did you see in Ellis? That showed that he was not indeed robbed. Well, how did you score the fight, actually?
I scored it without those 2 knockdowns. He would have won if he had to stay consistent and did what he did. Like, basically, he was doing what Corinne did with Boots, but he was landing.
Right.
But the way he got knocked down, how you going to give that to the other? I mean, how are you not going to give that to the other guy? They call them championship rounds or how you not going to give it to Villa? They call them championship rounds for a reason. Okay, so Speedy, it was actually like probably the first or second round when I told my friend, I was like, yo, I said, if he can keep this up, I say he can win this. But you could feel the wind from dude's punches. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was like, yo, this man hits hard. And he's big for 47, man. He's tall too for 47. I was like, I said, what is going on with my phone right now, bro? I must have just reset or something. It's not turning on.
Phil's a big dude, man.
He's a big dude for 47. And I knew
he could go to 54, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, easily.
Yeah.
Sheedy looked good, man. I was actually sitting next to one of his I guess one of the guys that came up with him in the amateurs. He's a doctor now. He actually was talking to Lamont Peterson on the phone. Because Peterson, I didn't want to talk about that. That was sad.
Yeah, man.
He was talking to Peterson on the phone, and asking him about like concussions and stuff like, where did you fight at? What day is today? Those kind of things, and just so he's a doctor, but he's seen all these guys come up in the amateurs, and he was like, man, he said Rashidi has always been like this, where he's really fast. That's why that's his nickname. But he has no power and he can't hurt anybody.
None whatsoever.
So for people to say, he should have won, no, man. He got, like, they almost literally had to stop the fight. If any more seconds in that round, he was going to sleep.
He was
like, dude was against he's laid out on the ropes, has no clue where he was. I can't give you the win.
Yeah, he was hurt.
You know what I mean? Like, it matters. Like, the final round matters. Like, if we think about even like with Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, the first one, when Tyson Fury in the 12th round, he got knocked down, gets back up, but came back to pretty much win the rest of the round, had Deontay on the back foot.
Yes.
At that point, you can kind of look. Yeah, at that point, you can kind of look at it and be like, okay, that I can see why that was a draw. He got put down twice too. He got put down in the 9th round. He got put down in the 12th round. Same compare the two. Then we got Rashidi and Villa. Villa put him down twice in the 12th round. Bro, I got out of my seat and went to go use the bathroom at the 11th because I knew he was getting put down in the 12th. I told my friends, hey, I'll be right back. I said, I got to use the bathroom. He going down in the 12th. Came back. He was getting put down in the 12th. And I was like, I said, I knew what I was looking at. He was getting tired. He wasn't mobile. He wasn't able to throw as many punches anymore, and Villa was just walking him down. Nothing was hurting him. And if you've ever been in there, you know that that's the most frustrating thing. You throwing everything you can throw at this person, and it ain't hurting him.
Man, bro,
He lost.
You're hitting him clean too. You're hitting him clean, and there's nothing
with
there.
everything he had.
Right through. That's when the confidence goes down a little bit, because when you hit someone with everything you have, and they're still walking towards you, putting pressure on you, it puts mental pressure on you, and it also puts your confidence is down. Oh, that's somebody, Adrian, the God. AD, what's good?
My brother from another mother and a different father too, I guess. I don't know.
He's muted. But yeah, as I was saying, man, like when you hit somebody with everything you have, and those type of things happen, and then he's taking the punches, it very much discourages you. Very much so.
Sheedy was. I mean, he lost. They just have to accept it. I mean, it was a good performance. I mean, he looked real sharp. I mean, for most of the rounds, he looked real sharp for most of the rounds. He looked good, in my opinion, for most of the rounds. I just think he'd be better at probably a lower weight class, unless he learns how to sit on his punches. Because a lot of his stuff is like pitter patter type stuff, which you can win against most. Yeah, you can win against a lot of guys with that, but when you're fighting somebody bigger and somebody that much
more elite, because Villa, let's be honest, he's not really an elite fighter. You talk about the elites of 47. Is he beating a Thurman? Is he beating a Spence? Is he beating a Terrence Crawford? Is he even beating Boots? If he fought Boots,
he's not beating Boots.
Man, Boots probably would have watched him, honestly.
Yeah, that probably would have been a better performance for Boots.
Probably so.
Probably so. But yeah, no. I think Rashidi is good. I like his style. I just think he needs to add more power.
He's a good kid, but
he needs to add power to his game though, because he doesn't have any of it.
Now, what techniques do you think it could be used to teach someone power? Because for all those that don't know, how do you obtain power? Because sometimes people are born with it. You got the George Foremans of the world. You got the Deontay Wilders of the world. You got certain fighters in history.
Yeah. These guys don't even make sense.
Right. So how do you teach power?
Well, one of the things that we implement, obviously, is not weightlifting, but weight training. So all that does is, like, for instance, like with your shoulders, you use weights to train your shoulders to get them a little bit more solid, to get used to keeping your hands up. There's different weight training things that you can do, like I forget what the thing is called, but it's a joint where you in the gym and you turn your hips with it, and it's got the 45 pound or whatever amount of weight.
I know what you're talking about.
Turn your hips. That helps learning how to properly throw a punch with technique by turning your hips, by literally sitting and squatting on the punch. Those things help in like doing that repetitiously over and over and over. But you're using your whole body to punch through as opposed to just punch into. A lot of guys just punch into the bag. You'll see it where they're just touching the bag. They just pop, 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 pop. Popcorn is what we call it. Just touching the bag. No, learn to punch through the bag. Sit on them. Sit on every punch you throw, and that's going to help you develop some power. But like I said, he's a professional. So he's been habitually probably training the way he's been training for years. So to try to implement power now would be tough, but it could be done. You know what I mean? It's just teaching him how to sit. Technique really is what influences power, unless you're just a freak of nature like Deontay Wilder.
Hey, Coach Rob.
What's up, AD?
Hey, what's up? Hey, who do you think has more power, Shakur or Haney?
Shakur, definitely.
Yes, I agree. I feel like Haney's power is why no one has him on these pound for pound lists.
I agree. He's like I said. I think Shakur learned though how to throw more power when he became pro. He wasn't throwing power like that like when he was amateur or even in the Olympics.
What do you think about him and the Japanese guy?
Which one?
What do you think about Shakur's next opponent?
Yeah, his next opponent. He's
a stay busy fight.
Yeah.
Stay busy fight. Nobody else.
Man.
I know. Nobody wants to fight.
Nobody wants to smoke. Yeah. Nobody wants to smoke Shakur.
Good for him. At least he's staying busy. Good for him.
Exactly, because some of these guys are just sitting around like Jamal Charlo.
Yeah, we just talked about him, how these guys are just waiting for Canelo. And it seems like they want a big payday rather than just staying busy and being ready for it. So when that moment comes, that you're in your top condition and you're not just looking for a payday. So
hey, you know what I was commenting in the chat? Did you guys go over my comments?
Yeah. We looked at the Bud versus what was it? Bud versus.
Yeah, I really think Bud and Boots. Listen, I don't think Boots.
Bud should fight.
Listen,
Boots.
when is he going to be ready? He's never going to be ready. So that fight needs to happen because I think
I don't disagree.
Spence and Thurman, what's going on with them is a shame to boxing. They shouldn't even be allowed to fight at 154. That's
We just talked about that.
I agree. I
mean,
it's like, what's his name is allowing him to move up to the WBA president's allowing him to move up to 154. Hey, we'll hold your belts here. When has that ever happened? We'll hold your belts. We'll do that fight.
But the thing is,
WBC is the one that's mandatory.
No, WBA is WBA. That the WBA president, I forget his name, but he's allowing that to go on. He's like, hey, go up,
Sergio something.
Some dude.
But, yeah. So
all I'm saying is, no one wants to see Bud face Cobb. No one.
No.
I don't.
Nah, man. Nah, nobody.
Even the biggest Bud fans are like, all right, like.
No.
Well, the only time I've ever heard Bud fans like say anything critical is like when Cobb's name was mentioned, they were like, nah. And I'm like, well, who the fuck are you gonna fight?
No.
Karen? Like,
but I mean, bro, Karen is a good. Honestly, like Karen is more competitive than I think any of us thought. I think he needs to be in the mix just to see where he is.
Yeah, but he's got to face, bro. He's got to face one of these. He's got to face a top 5 guy. He hasn't faced a top 5 guy.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about for Bud. Bud's got to face a top 5 guy. At least top 3.
I agree.
He should have never fought that Avon snoozing guy, whatever, the avocado dude.
Yeah.
That fight should have never happened.
At this point, he's what? Bud's going to be 35 this year. We got
35.
36. Actually, yeah, he is 35.
Yeah,
so
he's going to be 36
this year. Well, and it's time. Let's do it. It's time.
Bro, I told you guys a year ago, Spence is moving.
Yeah.
He's not going to fight Boots. He's going to move up.
Yeah, you did say that.
He's running. You think he's running?
Yeah, I said it last.
Yeah.
He's not.
I don't know. I don't want to say he's running.
You don't think he's running, Coach? I mean, I'm kind of 50-50 with it because at the end of the day, okay, he has the accident. I get it. And then when what fight was it? It was it was a Rivera fight when he fought Frank Martin, when he was talking to Brian Custer from Showtime, and he was saying that, oh, I think I'm gonna fight in April or May or June. Or I'm like, bro, what? Why are you
fighting all these years?
I'm gonna fight April, May, June. Like, bro, you don't even have a date. And then and here I was, like we just talked about, the Keith Thurman fight was December 17th. And the reason why I said WBC is because the fight between Spence and Thurman, that was a WBC mandatory. So it's not just it's a WBA.
It was set up as a WBC mandatory.
The only thing, Danny,
is
when you discuss PBC guys, they have no control of what they do. So like,
not at all.
It's not Spence. It's not any of these guys. Al Heyman controls when they fight, who they fight.
Exactly.
I really don't think any of these guys have any control of their careers.
Yeah.
Right.
No, that's facts. I mean, that's facts, and that's been proven. That's been proven.
Yeah.
It's like now though. It's like, what do you do though? Because Spence said for years on that. Remember that recording that came out not long ago when they were trying to expose people and expose Spence for something. And he said on there, he's like, I would never fight Keith Thurman. That's not happening. And who's he about to fight?
Now what's happening?
So it's clear.
Yeah. Another thing is like,
that
do you want PBC guys to do what Tank did and just leave, and then like,
why not?
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Promotional company.
I don't know what. There's no resolution when it comes to PBC guys.
Man, there must be something in the contract.
At this point, though, bro, I think most of the guys that are on
bad about Al Heyman. There must be something in those contracts that state don't slander Al Heyman's name ever.
At this
because
point,
I heard
bro,
Adrian Broner was saying some things like, "Oh man, they're down bad." Remember the interview with Adrian Broner where he was talking, and I forgot who he was talking to. But he was saying, "Yeah, man, they're down bad over there at PBC and Showtime and Stephen Espinoza and all that. Man, they be lying and all this other stuff." So that that's what I think about when I think about like there must be something in the contract that's stating that with the Al Heyman.
That's what what's his name said? Bernie the boxer, Bud's, I guess, not handler, but he's kind of like his hype man. That's what he said. He said all their contracts say that they have to say thanks to Al Heyman, and that's why they all do say it. And even Tank said it, although he's not with him anymore. Well, there's still some connection there. No, there is, because he said that Al Heyman was somebody that he was still working with even for his last fight, although he has his own promotional company now.
Right.
And I think if Al is letting these guys come and go like that, I think that's actually a good thing for their career. I mean, they shouldn't be bound to PBC, for the rest of their career. They should be big enough to where they can start their own promotional company. I mean, that's what Floyd did. Why would they not do the same thing? But I think the problem is that these guys just aren't fighting enough. That's really what bothers me. Floyd signed a 6-fight Showtime deal, and he was fighting every quarter, pretty much
every quarter
of his career, and he was promoting himself then and everything else. But it's like none of these guys are doing that. They're not signing no deals to have like even like a 2-fight deal. I mean, as much as I love Bud and as much as I care about Bud as a fighter, it still bothers me that he doesn't fight enough. Like, I want him to fight. He needs to fight more. And he needs to fight like you guys were saying. He needs to fight somebody real by this point. I think he's a great fighter. I sincerely have him still number one on my pound for pound list, but I think he needs to really start fighting people now.
At this point, man, it's just like how long are we gonna wait for you to fight somebody legit?
Yeah, it can't be Cobb's next fight, bro. Like bro,
that can't be, bro. Because what did Cobb do in his last fight? Didn't he lose?
He got knocked out.
That's what I'm saying. So why are you fighting somebody
against Roca?
Like, what gives you the right to fight for Bud's title?
Yeah,
like you haven't done anything. You haven't.
I heard Jim stories about Cobbs too, because I met I was telling you, I sent you guys. I didn't send you guys a picture, but I told you guys I had met Cool Boy Steph at the fight.
Yes, sir. You did. I think you put it on Facebook, but I did see that.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was.
What Cool Boy Steph talk about?
I didn't say too much. It was a short conversation, but I brought up and one of the guys that actually trains in my gym actually used to train with them out there too. So he's in the Army now, so he's kind of moving around and stuff, but he trains at my gym. And he was telling me, he was like, he sparred Blair when he was like 14 or 15, when he was doing like junior Olympics and stuff like that. And he was like, man, he said Blair just has like a whole lot of energy, but he never really was able to tackle down on the fundamentals. So he's like, he's kind of surprised that he even made it pro. Yeah, he was surprised he even made it pro. But what I will say though about Blair is I think he talks well. So I think he'll be a good analyst when he's done fighting, but I do not think that he can fight. he'll be a great analyst.
Man.
He should even be in the same arena with Bud. That should not happen.
I couldn't have said that better myself. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Because it's like, bro, his style, he fights like, how can I say this? Remember the game Ready to Rumble boxing?
Well, yeah.
He kind of reminds me of Afro Thunder. Right?
Afro Thunder, right? Yeah.
I'm like, bro, you're all over the place. You herky jerky. You're doing all these different types of things.
I don't
it's
get
like,
it.
Yo, come on, bro.
And it's not like a good style.
So no, it's ugly, bro. It's not even pretty to watch. Like, it's like a poor man's Emmanuel Augustus.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking about him too. I was like, nah,
it's like a poor man's Emmanuel Augustus. So his last fight,
Augustus from Wish.com, bro.
Right.
Like, order your Blair Cobb from Wish.com.
Craigslist Emmanuel Augustus.
Right.
Nah, man. His last fight though, he did fight. He fought Maurice Hooker, so he is coming off a win.
Who fought Maurice Hooker?
Blair Cobbs.
Oh, that's right. He did beat Maurice.
He beat Maurice.
That's why, but that's why they're talking about him fighting Bud though, because that's like Bud's little protege.
What has Mighty Mo done though?
Nothing. He lost. He's lost all the fights that matter.
Analyze a person's record. They're saying, "Oh, he beat Mighty Mo." What did Mighty Mo do? Well, Mighty Mo
lost to Ortiz.
His last fight by KO, coming into this fight against one Virgil Ortiz.
Yeah.
So that was his second straight loss when he fought Cobb. So
yeah.
Mighty Mo is on the downside to me of his career right now. And if you can't beat guys, no disrespect to Blair Cobbs, but if you can't beat Blair Cobbs,
disrespect.
Yeah, if you can't beat Blair Cobbs at this point in your career, I don't know. So you might have to find some other, venues or avenues in life, because at that point, So I don't think the Bud fight. I don't think Bud should fight. Who do you think he should fight? Do you think that? Do you agree with Adrian saying that he?
I think at this point he should fight either the winner of Stanionis and Ortiz, or he. I mean, really, like I said, Bud's at the last leg of his career at this point.
I'm telling you,
it's like you got to do something major. He fights Bud. I mean, he fights the winner of Stanionis and Ortiz. I think, or he could even fight Boots, but I don't. Like I said, I don't really see the need for him to fight Boots yet, because like he only has an IBF interim now. If Spence stays at 154 and then Boots gets that belt, then yeah, he fights Boots. Then at that point, yeah, he fights Boots. But other than that, I think it's either the winner of Stanionis and Ortiz, Spence, or Boots. Those are the only options for him at this point. I don't think him fighting anybody else because everybody else is going to be below those guys. Anybody else on that list, I don't think he should fight at this point. So
probably not, honestly.
Yeah,
I just think it should be an elite, someone elite. There's no reason.
It has to be. I mean, he's a champion, so he needs to fight. He needs to fight elite guys at this point. Him fighting another Avanesian or something like that. Because, like I said, I respect it. I respected the fact that he fought Avanesian when he fought him, only because I knew he was doing it specifically for money. But
just for money.
I don't.
Just for money.
Yeah, it was a money move.
His career, nah, man.
He can't do that again, though.
And that's the same thing I think about Deontay Wilder. Because at this point in your career, man, your body starts to break down. You're at the downside of your career. You're 36, 37. Wilder's 37, going on 38. So at this point in his career, he's got to fight some big names too. So, and he is. He's trying to. I heard he's. They may be trying to fight Joshua, or they may be fighting Ruiz. So he's on path for the WBC again. So these guys need to do that. They need to keep. They need to keep having fights. They need to have legacy-defining fights, because at this point, anything else, you're just wasting your time. You really are.
100%. Yeah, and time is of the essence. They don't have much of it left to waste.
Yeah, you don't have time. You don't have time at this point. So it's not like you're 25, 26 years old, like a Jaron Ennis, where you can just do things. So you gotta step it up at this point. There was something that was, before I get into the celebrity boxing, there was one more thing. There was what do you think about a Lomachenko? Because I really want to go to this fight. If it's supposed to go on May 20th, Lomachenko, Devin Haney. What do you think about it?
I think it's a good fight. But I think Devin's going to wash him, though. Really?
At this point in his career? Wow.
Yeah, I do.
That's a hot take right there.
Yeah, I think that Loma. Yeah, I think Loma is always going to be a problem for people just because of his skills. Skills pay the bills, but Devin's pretty skillful too.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
So Devin just doesn't have any power at all. Like, I mean, literally like getting hit with a marshmallow. But man, I mean, it's not even a s'more, because graham crackers are hard for a second before.
Wow.
I mean, No, more power to Devin.
Shout out to Devin, man, if you're watching this.
Yeah, shout out to Devin and Bill. No, I'm just joking. But I think he's a good case of somebody that doesn't know how to increase power at this point in their career. I mean, he's got a few knockouts, but I just don't. He don't have the power to hurt, which is honestly why I feel like he loses to Tank, and I feel like he loses to not Ortiz, Shakur.
Oh, definitely.
Both of those guys can hurt him.
Shakur.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, Shakur is basically Devin Haney with better power.
Yeah,
and even more dimensions.
Shakur's a little bit more skilled too, in my opinion.
That's what I'm about to say. Even more dimensions than Devin Haney, because he's got the goods, man. I really think that they're denying him his greatness, so to speak, his destiny. But it's coming. He's coming. Yeah. Nothing they can do about it at 30, and he's at 35 now. So
yeah, these guys don't want to fight him.
Look out!
These guys don't want to fight him.
They don't, and there's a reason.
Yeah.
So we got something going on. As you guys can see on your screen, Celebrity Boxing, March 11th.
Yeah. So
Atlantic City, Lawrence D-double-G Johnson versus Rodney, not Logan Paul.
Yeah. So I'm actually I'll be in the corner of one of these guys on the undercard, man. This guy found my gym and was like, "Hey, I need a good coach to coach me for this." This guy has no experience, but he's a hard worker. So I was like, you got to show me something, and he's been showing me some stuff. Hang on one second. Let me actually send you. The guy's name is Alex Embler. He's going to be on the card here. Let me actually send you his picture because I just realized you don't.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
This is
hang on 1 second.
Sitting in the Facebook.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, no, he's a singer. He's like, with Virgin Records. He's a real good he's legit. Like, I mean, he's definitely legit as far as singing goes. Never boxed before, but like I said, he's a hard worker. So we're gonna try to help him out. But yeah, we'll be on the Fight TV app. So download that joint. And check us out. We'll be at the press conference next Thursday on that app, so you'll get to see the trash talk and all that kind of stuff. And I think his opponent is going to be this guy. He's a pro wrestler, I think is what he is.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to work with him a little bit and try to get this win, man. We don't train anybody to lose. It's a tall task because, like I said, he doesn't have no boxing experience at all. And I have about a month and a half to get him right. So we'll see how this goes.
That's
yeah, so, but, I think it'll be fun. Bring a little notoriety to the gym. Just get him out there. Let him see what it's like. Hang on. I'm about to text this to you.
All right.
So we should have done this before the show. That's my fault.
No. It's all good. Yeah, man. Oh, was it we're trying to, there's you have another fighter.
Yeah, I have a couple. Well, I have a couple guys really.
We were trying to interview today. We're probably going to have to interview him next time on the next show.
Yeah.
Tell us about him.
Yeah, so that's Monzo Kanzabori. He's actually out of Upton boxing. He trains with Tank and Calvin. But I went to one of his fights, met him, real cool dude, man. He was like, hey, anytime you need. You want me to get on the show and promote you guys, I will. He's a good guy, undefeated still. Right now, he fights at 168. He's a pro.
Fighting on the 18th, February 18th.
Fighting on February 18th. Yep. So we'll hang on 1 second. I just text you these. You can add them to the.
Okay. We'll do.
This is Alex. Hang on 1 second. So shout out to Alex though, man, for taking this on. He said he really just wanted to do something like this because he's felt like, he wanted to get out there and test himself and see what he's capable of. So I was like, you know what, man? Nobody's mad about that. Let's do it.
So this is the fighter that you have that's going to fight on the 18th.
Yeah, that's Monzo. Monzo will be fighting on the 18th. We're going to get him on the show too as soon as he gets the time, but definitely want to promote him. He's a good guy, man. Great fighter. Like I said, he trains with Calvin out at Upton. Trains with Tank and all those guys. Just so everyone knows, he's the black guy, right?
Discrimination on this show.
No discrimination. We'll just say he's a black guy in the picture that we have up here.
Oh man,
yeah, he's a black guy.
He's
in the picture.
Black guy.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, we're gonna get him on here. Also, looking to get my homie on here, man. Definitely a mentor of mine, and definitely somebody that's been very influential to me. Anthony Suggs Sr. I want to get him on here too. We've been talking, so everybody should know who he is. Virginia legend. Definitely, like I said, definitely a mentor of mine. Professional. I mean, the number one. He was a number one ranked during his time in like the 80s, ranked amateur boxer in hang on one second, in Virginia, and then number 4 in the world, I think it was, back when he was fighting, and then he went pro and had a decent pro career too. Known for his knockouts, man. Heavy puncher. But we're going to be getting him on the show soon too, and obviously we've been speaking with Will and Steve Joppy too, so we hope to get them on soon as well.
Yes. Hopefully, we're trying to get William and Steve Joppy. William Joppy, as some of you guys know, definitely more of them should know, is a 3-time WBA middleweight champion. He fought the best in the world: Bernard Hopkins, Howard Eastman, Julio Cesar Green. He fought a lot of
Duran,
Tito Trinidad. He fought he fought some of the great ones. Roberto was like 155 years old, but
it's true. I mean, Roberto was
up there with Roberto was still there, man. You beat who's in front of you. You beat
you beat who they give you. He was right up there with he was right up there with Moses and Jesus when they fought.
Very much of a right in one of the top middleweights in the late 90s, mid 90s, early 2000s. He was right there, man. So shout out to William. I've been in contact with him. Hopefully, we can get him and his brother on the show and get some of their takes on boxing and their career and his career and what they think about if Terrence Crawford or Spence are ever going to fight. I'm pretty much out on that by now.
Ah, man, I
what do
don't know.
You think it's a chance, man?
I don't know, man, because I mean, I think I know how it works when you cut weight and when you cut weight and when you gain weight as a boxer, it's not as easy to just come back down. Oh, I sent you some pictures of Alex too. You can throw those up there if you want to.
Okay, we'll do.
Check your. I sent it to you just via text, not.
Oh, you did it through text. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me see if they can see this.
No, post it up. Do you need me to send it through Facebook?
Yeah, send it through Facebook.
Okay.
Actually, I could. Let me see. Yeah, send it to Facebook if you can, because it'd be easier for me to upload it from there.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, give me 1 second.
Yes, sir. But yeah, as we were saying about the Terrence Crawford situation. As it pertains to Spence, moving up to 54, fighting Keith Thurman. Like I said, I'm not at all confident in this fight at this point.
Nah, it's going to be tough to get back down to weight, because once you move up there, it's hard to come back. I'm not saying he won't.
Ask Roy Jones after
right.
When he fought Tarver, man. After he was
hard.
It's
hard to come back.
It's not something you could just do.
Yeah. But I think I don't know, man, because now I just feel like that's a huge hit to boxing if they don't do that fight, man. Like,
bro, it is.
If they don't do this fight, that's a huge hit to boxing.
It's a huge hit to the sport of boxing if this doesn't happen. This would be another example. Another example of this is kind of like when Riddick Bowe and Lennox Lewis was supposed to fight. And that I feel like there's just unfinished business, because Lewis beat in the amateurs in the Olympics, and Riddick Bowe said, I owe him one, and at that time we thought, Bowe ducked Lewis because he threw the WBC belt in the trash can. But when you actually look back at it, Bowe sent Lewis a contract. He did not. Frank Warren denied it. Lewis sent Bowe the contract. Rock Newman said, "Nah, it's too late." So they put the WBC belt in the trash. So some of these, like, I get what you're saying. A lot of these fighters are they are instructed by their managers to do these types of things, and that's why that happens. So here's the fighter that we were talking about.
So Alex will be like I said, he's not a boxer, guys. He's a celebrity. He's a singer, but he is willing to step in there and try his luck at doing a celebrity boxing event. So definitely support him. Definitely pray for him. Definitely keep him keep him lifted. No, man, boxing is real, bro. You get it? We don't play boxing, bro. It's real. Yeah, definitely pray for him. But no, yeah, definitely look out for him. The fight is on March 11th, so we will be, like I said, on the Fight TV app. We'll be in his corner. We'll have the, doing all the
Fight TV.
Fight TV. Like I said, the press conference is next Thursday, the 19th. We'll be in Philly doing that, so it'll be fun.
Okay, so you heading down to Philly?
Yeah. So it'll be cool. But yeah, man. That's what's going on. There's a couple more pictures in this little promo I sent as well, if you want to put that up there.
Okay. Let me see if I can get these things up here. Let's see. There we go. Getting a
little work in.
That's your boy getting some work in.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's another one too. There we go. Post class. Then his little promo is pretty funny.
Let's see. Did he give me the promo? I think he gave me the promo.
Yeah, it should be on there.
Is it? Let me see. Not that one. Nah.
Yeah, I just sent it to you.
Oh, you did just.
Yeah, check your inbox.
Okay. Yeah, so what do you think you could do with this guy, man?
I don't know.
Not much time to prepare.
We're working on the basics, man. Just so in the celebrity boxing thing, it's like 3 rounds, 1 minute, so you don't have a lot of time to do anything. You got big gloves on and headgear. Their thing is just make sure he doesn't hit anybody below the belt. I'm like, of course not. But I don't know, man. Like I said, he's got some good natural attributes. He's a baseball player too. He's a professional baseball player as well, so he's got a little bit of rotation in his hips, but just getting his balance set, man, just getting him, used to. Oh yeah, here's his little promo.
Here we go.
He's funny, man.
Hold on, let me get this audio right. Hold on. Let's start from scratch here.
What's up? This is Alex Embler. I have an announcement to make. I'm officially signed with Celebrity Boxing. We'll be hitting the ring March 11th, Atlantic City, New Jersey, Showboat Hotel. I just have a question though. Who wants it? If anybody wants tickets, go to officialcelebrityboxing.com. Enter my code Embler23 to get a little bit of a discount. But who wants it? Somebody step up. Let's go. What's up?
Yeah, there we go.
So
there you have it.
He's calling him out, man. But I think he already has an opponent, the guy that we're supposed to fight. But I don't want to put that out here yet because it may change.
Subject to change, yeah.
Subject to change because you know how these things go, man. But yeah, no, I think, like I said, he's got some decent attributes. Obviously, you see he's got a little bit of height on him. So we're obviously trying to perfect his jab, perfect his defense, and get him sitting on these punches, man, because he only has 3 minutes really to finish this thing. So I told him we're going in there looking for a knockout. I was like, we're not going in there to play. We're going to try to get the knockout. So we're working on him. We'll see how he does.
All right, tune in, guys. Make sure you tune in to Fight TV.
January 9th. I think it's January 19th.
January 19th.
Yeah, January 19th is the press conference, and then March 11th is the actual fight.
March 11th, Fight TV. Make sure you tune in, guys. Support Coach. Hopefully, he can get this guy trained up and he can get a first round knockout. Just like you said, pray for him, man. Pray for him.
Yeah, pray for us, man. Keep us at the top. Keep us at the top of your prayer list. It's a tall order, but like I said, the good thing is he's going against somebody that has his experience level. So it shouldn't be. It should be more fun than anything else.
Yes, sir. So before we get up out of here, Rob, we got anything? You got any other updates? You got anything to say to the people out here?
No, man, just keep boxing, man. If you boxing, keep doing it. Enjoy it, love it. Make it a lifestyle, because boxing is not something that you do just on the weekends. It's it needs more than weekend visits. It's not your invalid child. You feel me? Anyways, but no, just keep it keep it going, man. Keep it going. Keep boxing alive, because obviously boxing's taking a lot of hits right now, man. Just by fights not happening.
Yep.
But yeah, these fights coming up, man, are exciting. I think we got AJ potentially against Wilder. We got Usyk potentially against Fury.
Yep.
We got Benavidez potentially against Plant. Everything is potential, because PBC is potential boxing championships. But yeah,
potential B-side champions.
Yeah, potential B-side champs.
Man.
Yeah, but we hope these fights happen, man, because boxing needs them.
Bro, we definitely need a shot in the arm, and I think Spence Crawford would be that. I would definitely like an interesting AJ versus Wilder, Fury versus Usyk. We need these fights, man.
Wait, who's fighting today? Somebody fighting today?
I think KSI.
Nah, I'm not watching that. I'm not watching that. No, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm not dealing with that either. But.
Yeah. Like I said, here I am supporting a celebrity boxing thing, but I'm not watching it. Yeah.
No, supporting. They're paying me.
Yeah, right. It's different.
Being in the corner, but other than that,
I'm not really a big fan of celebrity boxing. But I will say this: I do think that it has had some impact in changing our fan base, which is good. Although these guys know nothing about boxing, they're casual fans. It doesn't matter, because it's still getting more eyes on the sport, which is a good thing. Yep. So shout out to Jake Paul and Logan and all those guys that have kind of spearheaded this movement of celebrity boxing, and getting these things going. Because, hey, although I'm not a huge fan of it and I'm still a boxing purist, I do think that, getting more eyes on the sport is never bad. All promotion is good promotion.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, with that being said, man, it's another episode of Dailies and Mentions, man. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification, man. Keep supporting your local boxing. Support boxing worldwide. It's another episode, and we out of here. Peace.
Peace.